project's called Black, the Cold Case, which is a show which coincides with the celebration of 125 years of production from the South Maitland coalfields. This show has a wide variety of artists, ranging from local Sydney-based and even a few who we would count as international. We've got Sarah Smuts-Kennedy from New Zealand, we've got Angelica Mesiti, we've got Harrie Fasher, Cole Harrison's from Laguna up the road, we've got Stephen James from Branxton, David Hampton and Liam Power, who are both young Newcastle University recent graduates. On top of that, we also have contributions from Richmond Vale Rail Museum and the United Mine Workers Federation of Australia Northern District Branch, who have all contributed a different aspect of our delicate relationship with coal. For me, it was an opportunity to work with an institution which I've always wanted to. I'm very interested in regional arts. It's an area of my life. It's a potential career path that I've been excited about and thinking about for quite a while, so it was a chance to explore that. It was also, most importantly, is this area is important to me. I grew up here. I've been in Sydney for the last 5 years and I wanted to bring what I've learned. It was also an opportunity for me to learn from someone I respect and who's built an institution in a community that didn't necessarily know it needed that institution, and I commend her for that and have learned a lot from her and look forward to continuing to learn from her. This particular project was quite difficult in that I had to negotiate the relationships between a council, an institute, artists, and then various other institutes and museums outside that, who all have their own agendas and values and ideas around what we should be saying with coal. So I had to really be diplomatic at times about what I was presenting. The most rewarding part of this project has been fostering some relationships between my artists and different institutions. We paired one local artist, David Hampton, who is a printmaker who just loves trains, and the local rail heritage gives him a wealth of inspiration to draw from. We paired him with Richmond Vale Rail Museum, and the result was he actually took his prints and put them on a moving locomotive, which then was able to be pulled out of the shed and steamed. And it was an amazing installation and performance that we now get to exhibit the remnants of.
I think the difference in doing this show and the way that it's worked out is it is about crossing over between historical objects and concepts and contemporary art, visual arts objects and concepts, and that the challenge really has been marrying those together. If you think about the challenges of actually doing an installation, it was how a union banner was going to sit next to
a ceramic horse.
A ceramic horse, yeah. All of that. Because you're coming from a visual arts background and a contemporary visual arts background, that's not an opportunity that you even, it's not one that comes up and it's not something you actually think about. And that was actually probably the benefit of having this quite constrained concept, was that it actually forces you to think about things in a different way. Well, I always knew it was going to be great working with Todd because, I know him and I know his work, and he's done a few bits and pieces around and they've been fantastic. And so I'd actually always been looking for an excuse to bring Todd in. And when I was faced with this prospect of the coal show, I thought, I'm going to need some help thinking about this. I think I rang Todd up and I said, so...
How do you feel about coal, Todd?
And I had no idea quite what the answer was going to be. It was kind of like a fishing expedition. And really I expected him to bring a fresh perspective to it. And because I know he's so hardworking and a bit obsessive about anything he does, I knew that he would see it through, and that was really, really important when you want to get something done that you know it's going to be seen through. And he's fulfilled all of those objectives. Usually you have to make a decision about the career that you are going to take and work your way into an organisation before you get the opportunity to try something out. You're working as an assistant to somebody else in a bigger organisation. And that means that your practice is very much shaped by them and shaped by the institute and shaped by a whole lot of values. And I think maybe you can lose a bit of freshness that way. The thing that I think works about this is we're taking people that are young and passionate and have got really strong ideas, and hopefully giving them the opportunity to try them out themselves with.
Well, how many opportunities are there for a curator to crack it in the industry, to actually step into the industry and do something? You have to work so hard and build your climb up the corporate ladder, which takes so long. To be able to step into that role so fresh, so quickly, meant that, as Virginia said, I wasn't coming into the role with values of institutions. I was coming to it fresh from art school. The key audience for this show was the local community, but at that same time we had to keep in mind that the local community is full of lots of different people, and it's easy to stereotype our areas, but there's actually people here who are interested in contemporary art. Then there are the people who, particularly with this show, who have lived and bred this content and therefore want to engage with something they know and can access. Certainly I know it's been said a few times that instead of the wives bringing their husbands to the gallery, for this particular show it's the husbands dragging along their wives. So I think that's quite an important thing.
And their kids and their mates,
and their friends and family, is that we've took the gallery to a whole new audience. We would love to thank the Sidney Myer Fund and the National Association of Visual Artists for giving us the opportunity to put on this show and to give me the opportunity to learn and grow and give something back to the community I love.